Okay, so these are 5 absolute power moves to build better friendships and relationships with the people in your life. And before I get started, I'll just say real quick that I wrote all this in a blog that I'm publishing tomorrow morning in much more detail than I'm going to go into here. So if you're interested in that, it's in the link in my bio and it's well worth the read, so go check that out. And just one more caveat before I get going. These are really simple things that you can do, but I'm not going to say they're easy because as most of us know out here, relationship is one of the hardest things to really nail. And the closer that we get to people, the more likely that we're gonna have conflict and things that make us uncomfortable in those relationships. So just letting you know, it is worth it because loneliness sucks and it's worth it to have good friends in our lives. But I'm not gonna tell you this is easy, it's just simple. But we'll start with the easiest one just to give you a freebie at the beginning. Literally be on time. That is like the first thing that I love to start out with people because it is so simple, it is so straightforward. And if you can be someone that people know for consistency, know to be on time to the things that they set in place in their calendar, you are going to be a valuable friend to people. When you show up on time to hanging out with people, it tells someone, hey, you matter to me first. It also tells the person that their time is as valuable to you as your time is. When you consistently show up late to things that you plan with people, you are telling them the opposite of that their time doesn't actually matter to you at all. And over time, if you are consistently doing that, it's going to hurt someone's feelings and they're not gonna wanna be friends with you. Just freaking be on time. Let your yes be yes and let your no be no and show up when you say you will. The second thing is to be an inviter. Most people are waiting for the other people in their lives to initiate something, to initiate friendship, a hangout, a trip with someone. And if you can be known to be the one that invites, you are going to be a magnetic person that people want in their lives. Of course, you're eventually going to want to find people to be close friends with that invite you to things just as much as you invite them to things. But in order to find those people, you're going to have to invite a lot of people first. So don't wait, get out there and invite people into your life. And that takes us to number 3. Have the hard conversations with the people that you want to get closer to. Most people completely skip this step and stay in surface level relationships because there are several hard conversations that they are avoiding. Usually these hard conversations fall into 3 buckets. Either there's some sort of conflict in the relationship and they've done something that has hurt you or offended you and you just aren't willing to talk about it because you don't want to risk them not owning up to it or upsetting them in some way that might cause a fracture in the relationship. Second is sharing vulnerably about anything in their life, whether it's an addiction they're struggling with or a marriage or a relationship that they're in that's not going well, or some painful details about their past. A lot of vulnerable conversations that we just never engage our friends in because we're worried that they're not going to hold it well or they won't respond well or that they won't like us anymore after we share these details about ourselves with them. But the problem here is if people never actually know you, they can never actually love you. So you have to be vulnerable with your friends. And finally, people tend to avoid level up conversations, which basically is just your opportunity to challenge one of your friends and say, hey, I see this habit you have in your life.